the day-to-day life of high school experience. So we're so incredibly proud of them. We had 2 students last year. We were privileged to have 3 students go this year. And all of that is a testament to how we support our fine arts programs. That really shows, of course, Mr. Portillo is our champion. He's really encouraged our students to go the extra mile to make these things possible and to take pride in all of the work they've done. But it truly comes from the district. We're so thankful to have y'all supporting all of our fine arts programs that you'll hear from tonight, because that translates to the students and the families and to us as directors as well, that we're supported, that if we take these steps, the recognition, it goes a long way. So thank you so much for having us here tonight. And I just can't express to you how proud I am of these 3 for making it just incredible honor to be at the Region Honor Choir. And I can't express to you in more words, or we'd be here all night, how much hard work they put into this honor. So thank you so much. Yeah. And we're so happy to have them here to be recognized tonight.
Don't you just love listening to her speak? You should hear her sing.
Next time she needs to sing her presentation.
I think we'll do that. Next time we'll have her sing too. Next to recognize our students for their TMA All-Region Choir selection is Madison Paget Shortis, Cedar Creek High School Choir Director.
Hi there, board. These are some of our students from Cedar Creek High School that made it into the all-region chorus. We had 5 students this year. These are the only 2 that were available today. This is Mia Benavides and Annabelle Bordelon. Our all-region choir, everything Rachel just told you is so true. It has taken so much work for these students to get to this point. I did want to share with you that these 2 students also went to pre-area, and then they made it to area. And this year, we have Annabelle as the first alternate for the all-state choir. So if somebody gets sick, she gets to go. And then Mia made second alternate for the all-state choir again. And this is just such a high honor. They are so very close to the all-state choir. It is insane. So we just wanted to thank you for bringing them here today to be recognized. And we also wanted to thank our principal, Miss Casey Stagman, for all of her support of the arts on campus. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Congratulations.
The next group of students that we want to recognize competed at the TMA All-Region Jazz Band auditions. They were selected and then performed in the jazz band. And here to present them is Mr. Kenneth Gilbert, the Bastrop High School band director.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for this recognition. This is Cooper in the hat, Cooper Cervantes, and Ethan Dienhart. And Cooper was first chair on bass guitar, and Ethan was third chair on bass trombone in the band. And they prepare 3 pieces of music, plus they have to improvise, and so they have to kind of learn those skills. And then at the live audition, they have to record and improvise and play along with a recorded track for 5 judges. And so, in our area in jazz is very competitive. The Austin area had 4 all-staters come out of those 2 bands this year, and so they competed against some really tough schools. And so we're really super proud of them. This is Cooper's second year in the group. Is that right? And then Ethan's first year in this group. And so we just thank you so much for recognizing the fine arts. And we thank Mr. Portillo for all his encouragement and work with us. He's definitely in our rehearsals helping us each month and just gives so much to our fine arts program. So we thank the board, we thank our administrators, and for this recognition. Thank you.
And our last group tonight of students who we are going to acknowledge, they auditioned for, were selected, and then performed with the TMEA Middle School Region Band. Here to introduce these students is Mr. Alex Ortega, former student of mine from way back when, and the band director at Bastrop Middle School.
There's not a whole lot more I can say from the previous three directors. They auditioned against a bunch of other middle school students who prepared in 7th and 8th grade scales and difficult etudes. We have a majority of them here behind me tonight. We had 15 that were accepted into the all-region band this year, and it was a great experience. So I won't talk more on the process of that. I do want to do some thank yous, though. Thank you to Mrs. Pearson and our admin staff. Ms. Pearson came on this year as our principal, and she's been nothing but supportive. Like, I'll go into her office and start asking something, and I won't even finish my sentence. She's like, okay, what can we do? How can we, and like, she dives into it immediately. Super, super supportive. Of course, Mr. Portillo, he taught me a long time ago. He's kind of the guy that brought me into the district 5 years ago, and I'm so lucky and fortunate to be here in Bastrop. I want to thank you, board. You've been very awesome and supportive as well. I want to thank these students' parents. It's paramount, like what the parents do for these kids. And of course, these kids themselves, they put in a whole lot of hours, like a lot of practice time. So these kids worked for months from August until November. And then we actually brought them to Austin's Park and Pizza. They got to miss basically a full day of school. Hey. Yep. They had a blast there for hours, and then they had a rehearsal with a bunch of other students, and it was amazing. And then they had Torchy's tacos and a bunch of other treats that, again, came from the support. And it's nice to treat them. You know, I think they deserved it. So they put on a great concert in December. And so thank you, board. Thank you, everyone. And these kids are great.
Thank y'all. A lot of great things happening, so that's awesome. As they head out for their picture, we have our presenter here tonight. On the next item is Dr. Lee, our Deputy Superintendent. On behalf of the Mayor Lyle Nelson, we'll be doing a proclamation by the City of Bastrop for School Board Appreciation Month. Dr. Lee.
Yes, when we rescheduled our board meeting from last week, it fell on the same night as City Council. So our mayor is at City Council where he should be. So I'm reading this on his behalf. Whereas the mission of public schools is to meet the diverse educational needs of all children and to empower them to become competent, productive contributors to a democratic society and an ever-changing world. And whereas local school board members are committed to children and believe that all children can be successful learners, and that the best education is tailored to the individual needs of the child. And whereas local school board members work closely with parents, educational professionals, and other community members to create the educational vision we want for our students. And whereas local school board members are responsible for ensuring the structure that provides a solid foundation for our school system. And whereas local school board members are strong advocates for public education and are responsible for communicating the needs of the school district to the public and the public's expectations to the district. Now, therefore, I, Lyle Nelson, on his behalf, Mayor of the City of Bastrop, Texas, do hereby declare my appreciation to the members of the Bastrop Independent School District School Board and proclaim January 2024 as School Board Recognition Month. In the City of Bastrop, I urge all citizens to join me in recognizing the dedication and hard work of local school board members and in working with them to mold an education system that meets the needs of both today and tomorrow's children. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the official seal of the City of Bastrop, Texas to be affixed the 16th day of January 2024. Thank you, School Board.
Thank you, Dr. Lee, for presenting that, and also Mayor Nelson and the City Council and all the City of Bastrop and the citizens. We really do appreciate that. So it means a lot that you're thinking of us, and thanks for the support. At this time, we'll move on to recognitions of the Bastrop ISD Board of Trustees. Mr. Edwards.
Yes, thank you very much, President Muchnick. January is School Board Appreciation Month. And so this evening, we have some elementary students and their teachers with us to help me and the rest of us in celebrating our trustees for your dedication and commitment to our school district. Recognizing your efforts for us as volunteer school board members is so important because all the personal time and hard work that you all put in making our district a success.
In fact, for the community's information, we are one of the very, very few districts that has 100% participation annually at the Texas Association of School Boards Leadership Institute training. Our board is serious about their training so that they can bring it back and do a great job for our community. Our school board is critical to the success of our students and the future of the Bastrop Independent School District. Our board leads our district in the right direction, providing oversight, setting goals, overseeing the budget, and selecting the superintendent and evaluating him. Thank you all. Mostly thank you. No, I'm kidding. Just over the course of this past year, we've had so many accomplishments in the Bastrop Independent School District, and some of these achievements include passing the 23 bond to deal with the increasing growth that we're experiencing throughout our community, and the renovation of all of our school buildings to improve the conditions that our teachers and our students work in. The opening of Camino Real, Colony Oaks, Mina's 2-story addition, academic wing, the expansion of Cedar Creek High School, and almost the completion of Bastrop High School's expansion. We gave one of the largest pay increases to teachers and hourly employees this year. You all led a seamless transition of our maintenance and operations and grounds back in-house from the contracted service. That's outstanding. And in addition to all these overarching things, I'd be remiss if I didn't let you all know, these are our guest readers. These are science fair judges. These are our change makers for our high school students, mentors, not to mention fundraisers for our teachers in their classrooms. And so the list goes on and on. So thank you all for your service. And I saw Kathleen walked in. And to all the spouses and families of our board members, I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you for your support and for you allowing the time for them to do the work that they do. So thank you to your spouses and families for their support. Now, let's recognize each one of you. We have a really special treat. We were already commenting about how we're surrounded with gifts of appreciation. But we have elementary students, as I mentioned earlier, here with us tonight. And to help recognize your work, they've made an original portrait of each one of you. And so I'm going to invite the student up here and their teacher to present you with your portrait. And we're going to take a picture.
Unable to be here tonight, but we have principals who will be standing in
I was just going to say,
and
so the
presenting.
principals have to stand in. I see
That's
them back
right.
there. Or Christy,
That's
you
right.
will stand
They're
in.
ready to do that.
Okay.
And then we have a couple of principals who, because we moved the date, already had previous commitments at their schools. So you can stand in.
Yes, I
In
can
the,
do that.
in the,
You see how this
in the
works
photo
here?
op.
Well, let's get started. Dr. Mix, will you please come to the front? Students and teacher, if you're here, please come to the front. Dr. Mix will come up, presenting a portrait, Riley Martinez, a 5th grader from Colony Oaks Elementary School. And her teacher, Angela Marchman. Turn it around.
5 gray crayons as they went there.
We support the arts.
Perfect, thank you.
Congratulations and thank you all. Next, we invite Billy Moore. Oh, Mariel is not here, so this is my first opportunity to stand in. All right, Mariel, she's not here either?
Dr. Lozano?
No, Mariel.
Student is not here.
But I didn't draw it.
Right here, guys, 3.
Yeah.
Lean back. Okay. Next, we'd invite Mr. Rivera, Rick Rivera. And Ashley, I understand, is not here, but Leslie Ringstaff, principal, is here. So would you please come up and...
There we go. Awesome.
Thank you. Okay, Priscilla Ruiz. And our student couldn't be here, but from Mena Elementary, Emily Allen is here to present your portrait. Let's take a look at this portrait.
Really glad I didn't draw this.
Look at there. Yeah.
Right here, guys.
Miss Kelly Seacats, our board secretary. The student is not here, but I do want to say that Rachel Gleniak, a fifth grader from Red Rock Elementary, and Katie, Miss Felker's not here either, so I will present this to Miss Kelly. Oh, let's go to the phone.
Yeah.
Right here.
Okay. I was not even going to sit down. Next, we'd like to honor Chris Dillon, our board vice president, with his artist, Ana Paula Estrada Gonzalez. She's a third grader from Bluebonnet Elementary School. Come on up here, Ana. And her teacher is Denise Benedetto.
Look at there. Like that. That's awesome.
And next, Mr. Muchnick, Ashley Muchnick, board president, and I'm present. Oh no, I see Wendy back there. His artist was Arthur Campbell, a fourth grader from Emile Elementary. Miss Wendy Burnett is here to present, and Megan Hoover is his teacher. Yes. And
Future campaign sign.
there you go, yeah. Put that on the side of your truck and let's go. Again, thank you, board, for your support on behalf of all of the teachers and staff, our employees, and of course, our community for all that you do for us. Thank you.
Dr. Lee, is there anything else for us?
Thank you, Mr. Muchink. There is just one final thing. We didn't want you to feel left out, Mr. Edwards.
Oh,
so
this is a
Right.
surprise.
Dr. Hernandez has one for you, too.
This is not on the script,
From
okay?
from Avery Boatwright.
Who wrote it?
Avery Boatwright, a fifth grader at CCE.
All right. That is awesome. We definitely are a team of 8, and thank you very much for the campuses and the students and saying thank you. It does mean a lot, and all the goodies. We got a lot of different things, and for all the organizations that put those together and thought of us. And I think we have some folks that did some baking. It'll take me tonight to look through all this, so it's exciting. So anyway, thank you very much, and we really do appreciate it. All right, moving along here to our open forum. Looks like we have some folks that signed up. The board encourages comments from citizens of the district or from district employees. Anyone that has signed up and wishes to speak, either as an individual or as a representative of a group, may do so at this time. The board asks that the comments pertain to public education. Remember that the board may not discuss or act upon any issue that are not posted on our agenda. If an issue is mentioned as listed on tonight's agenda, the board will defer discussion of that issue until the appropriate time during the meeting. At no time will the board entertain questions from the audience and ask that the audience be respectful of other speakers and presenters. The board will not allow the use of any derogatory comments toward any individual staff member, teacher, or board member. And please note there, you cannot address a board member, staff person, or student by their name in your presentation. The board has adopted a complaints policies that are designed to secure at the lowest administrative level a prompt and equitable resolution of complaints and concerns. Complaints brought by students and their parents may be heard in accordance with policies FNG legal and FNG local. We will be taking speakers in the order that are presented that we have received. We will allow 30 minutes for open forum. We have 3 speakers that have signed up to speak this evening. Therefore, each speaker will be given 3 minutes to speak. And we're going to take them in the order that they signed up. It looks like our first one here is Jeremy Story. Is Jeremy here? Jeremy, welcome. Thank you for being here.
I have thoroughly enjoyed the honor that y'all have shown the students tonight. That is amazing. It's wonderful. I wanted to speak to the agenda item down near the bottom, the consideration of chaplains in schools. There many years ago in 1971, Lemon versus Kurtzman really sort of wrongly by the Supreme Court outlawed any sort of religious expression in schools and even in other places in pursuit of some sort of hypothetical secular ideal where we could somehow remove religion and create some third party that wasn't yet a new religion. And of course, it was a wrong decision. Thankfully, though, Kennedy versus Bremerton just recently overturned Lemon versus Kurtzman, thanks to a courageous school coach that allowed now what we had 200 years prior to that in our schools for the first 200 years or so, and in our government, and that was faith expression, that we didn't have to leave our faith at the door just simply because we were in a public entity. And that was, of course, from George Washington onward. And so thankfully we do have that. Our legislature in Texas, this session, of course, passed a bill to affirm what Kennedy versus Bremerton had already decided at the Supreme Court in the last year or so. And they are now allowing, of course, school boards and encouraging school boards to adopt chaplains in their schools. And so I'm glad that you guys are considering that. Schools that have had those in other places have found a reduction in the number of students that drop out. They've found grades go up. They've found socioeconomic things are resolved in ways that cannot be dealt with in other ways. So I want to thank you for considering that. I'm a pastor in the local area of Grace Bible Fellowship. I'm also the state chaplain for the Republican Party of Texas. Also, of course, counsel Democrats as well. And would be glad to encourage you guys to find the other pastors and leaders in our community, to encourage them to come and join alongside you guys in the district, because I believe it really helps students. Because as you all know, students learn not just based on what they're learning in the classroom, but of course many socioeconomic factors. One that has been sort of set aside until recently, thanks to our legislature and the Supreme Court, is the fact that all of us do have spiritual needs. Many of us do. And so having chaplains be able to come in the schools and be alongside students in different ways will not only improve the school district, but take it to another level. And I want to encourage y'all and thank you that you're considering that. The legislature said that you have to deal with that by March, taking a yay or nay vote. But you guys are working into it ahead of time, and I'm thankful that you guys are doing that. Many districts aren't, and you guys are doing it proactively and looking into it. Very thankful for that, and Bastrop should be commended. Not every district is doing that, even though the legislature is leading us to do that. So they've also, of course, as you know, not only said, hey, remember, you have permission to do this from the legislature, from the Supreme Court, but they're also providing funding for our district or any district to do that. So I thank you all for considering that and wholeheartedly endorse that, as would the Bastrop Ministerial Alliance. We've talked about it privately amongst a lot of the leaders. We are excited. We've even had different people come and speak to us about chaplaincy programs in schools, and we are thrilled to see that being considered by the board.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, our next speaker is Deborah Carter. Evening.
Trustees, you should see that you have a green folder by you, and I wanted to just let you know that folder will provide all the information that you need to facilitate a sound decision for chaplains in school, the importance of it. June 18th, 2023, Texas signed a law, SB 763, Chapter 23, Schools Chaplains. In October, I met Julie Pickering, Texas State Board of Education, District 7. With hard work, Julie brought this law to fruition in the 88th legislature. I also met with Rocky Malloy and his wife, Yoska. They created NSCA. You will see some information in your folder over that. They traveled the world to bring chaplains to schools, bring chaplains to schools. The funding and duties of school chaplains is found in Texas Education Code 48.115 and lists the following responsibilities. You may employ or contract with school chaplains to provide services that are funded through school safety and security allotment and grants. Statistics for implementing chaplains: 37% increase in high school at graduation, 80% reduction in teen pregnancies, 0 reported suicides. Improvement in the students, motivation, goal setting, respect for authorities, teacher retention, school safety, self-respect, confidence, grades. Decreased, you'll see report of violence at schools, alcohol and drug consumption, discipline issues, bullying. In closing, we have brought all this information to the BCMA, Bastrop Ministerial Alliance. They are very excited about the program and looking forward to working with you. Consider not replacing your counselors, that's not what is happening here, but adding the chaplains to help support your teachers and students. BCMA works currently with the Sheriff's Department, Police Department, and the city in a whole. So please consider chaplains in the schools. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, our last speaker for this evening is Carol Armstrong. Carol, it's good to see you. It's been a while.
Has been. Okay. I too am going to talk about SB 763, the school chaplains, and I want to share my thoughts with the board. The Texas School Chaplain Act created a new chapter, Chapter 23, in the Texas Education Code for the employment and volunteer purposes of school chaplains. This chapter also specified that districts shall comply with the applicable requirements under Subchapter C, Chapter 22, and Chapter 62 of the Code of Criminal Procedures prior to employment or accepting as a volunteer school chapter. They still have to be vetted, background checked. The Texas Education Code 48.115 was amended to include funding for and duties of the school chaplains. Examples of the duties include assisting in restorative discipline, restorative justice practices, providing mental health, behavioral health services, and providing services and programs for suicide intervention, and postvention. Some research that I did, according to Wikipedia and Global University, which certifies chaplains, some duties and responsibilities is one of the most important skills of a chaplain is ability to listen. Through active listening, chaplains can truly understand and empathize with the challenges faced by those who serve. Chaplains are dedicated to offering compassionate care regardless of their religious belief or affiliations. They're there to help, but they will not give religious or spiritual guidance because of multiculturalism and diverse opinions on religious and beliefs. Chaplains can offer guidance and support without imposing their own beliefs. They respect the different beliefs and values held by individuals and provide care that is inclusive and respectful. Last is chaplains also build relationships with students by participating in extracurricular activities such as breakfast programs, lunchtime groups, and sport groups. In my opinion, chaplains would be a beneficial asset to the school district. Policies would need to be developed because the state realized that a statewide policy, a one-size-fits-all, would not be in the best interest of the vastly diverse school districts across the state. If the board decides to allow chaplains on school campuses, policies must be developed and adopted to ensure compliance with the Texas Education Code as it relates to persons working with students. Policies must also require both the education and the certification criteria. Bastrop Independent School District could contact other school districts, why create the wheel, and see what they're doing and modify it to the school district's needs. Again, the state of Texas did not come up with new policies. They've left it to each district to come up with, to know their needs and to come up with policies in accordance with their needs. In conclusion, I ask that the trustees remain open-minded, conduct your own research regarding chaplains and their roles in schools before voting on this issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Armstrong. Thank you for all the speakers for being here. Public input is very important, especially when the board has to make a decision. Due that these three speakers, the topic was all the same, the item on the agenda tonight is for information only. We plan to take a vote at the next February board meeting, which has been the plan for several months, so we could really study this thing, understand it, and make hopefully the right decision for what fits this community. So thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. All right, this time we move along to the superintendent's report and the board discussion. It looks like the curriculum, finance, administrative services, human resource, police department, and operations report are all for information only, which leads us into our deputy superintendent's report, bond program update. Our presenter here is Lee Raspberry, our director of construction and planning. And Mr. Raspberry, as you've been coming up, you've been drinking through a fire hose. You joined us right in the middle of a bunch of buildings and opening a couple schools, and I know you came from just down the road, but Mr. Dillon and I were able to meet with Mr. Raspberry and kind of get an update, and very impressed with what and how you do things, and we're glad you're here at BISD.
I appreciate it, Mr. President, members of the board, Superintendent Edwards. Thank you for having me this evening. I'm happy to share with you some construction updates for the 2021 and 2023 bond projects. And I will start with the ongoing renovations and additions at Bastrop High School. I will say I'll just say to begin with that all the projects are currently on schedule. This project is roughly 42% complete. Tentative completion schedule is 2024, although there may be some compression of the tentative completion dates for that. Depends on weather. New construction, we've got the entrance, which is underway. We've got Corridor F, which is well underway. We also have the new classroom wing doing well. They're doing grid ceilings there. And we also have the Autotech facility, which is just about completed. They're doing a wonderful job on that. They've got the 2-post and the 4-post lift set inside, and it's just a great looking facility right now. So our partners with American are doing an outstanding job. Very proud of those guys. So that's Autotech.
And just, go ahead.
I'm sorry, sir.
You're great. Go ahead.
Please ask if you've got questions.
It was on your next slide.
Areas H and J are underway. We're sheetrocking one side in most of those classrooms right now. Sheetrock will be completed probably within the next 4 to 5 days. The sheetrock crews, I was in there today. Sheetrock crews are doing a fantastic job. In H and J, we've made the plumbing connections that have needed to be made, and they're well underway. They're on schedule in those projects as well. Bastrop High School Sports Center, this is areas L and M. Area L, which is the field house renovation, is well underway. We're waiting on the city of Bastrop to do some inspections that have to do with the gas, hot water heater, ventilation, but that should be done quickly. And then we can move forward with that. Area M, last week on Thursday, American poured the beams in the pillars. So that project is underway as well. They hope to pour the main portion of the slab in about 21 days once the concrete cures. So it's on schedule as well. Baseball and softball, I'll start with softball. Softball is about 95% complete. They've poured concrete. They've done the revegetation in the area. Field house is just about done. and should be ready for spring ball. Baseball, if you have not seen the turf field, is really something to see. They've done an outstanding job. The crews that worked on that symmetry worked at night. They worked on the weekends so that they could make up lost time from weather delays. So that project itself will be turned over in time for spring ball as well. It really looks good. Bastrop Intermediate, this project is again on schedule. This is the admin renovation. They've completed all the tile work. They're about to start all the flooring. The LVT and carpeting is about to begin. This project is on schedule as well. They're doing a wonderful job there. Also gets an exterior canopy, I'm sorry. I apologize. Some more photos of Bastrop Intermediate. You can see where the demo took place out front for the canopy. Interior sheetrock is completed. Hollow metal frames are completed. MEP is completed. They've begun painting their final coat of paint. Cedar Creek Intermediate is on the same schedule to be done as well. Same things are happening there. Almost a carbon copy of Bastrop Intermediate. Again, you can see the demo for the canopy out front. All the tile work is complete. They too start the LVL and LVT and the carpet as well. So they're on schedule at Cedar Creek. That's 2021 projects. I'll move into the 2023 projects as they're currently scheduled. New elementary schools number 9 and 10 on schedule, but they're currently in design phase. So we're really excited about these two new elementary schools, roughly 105,000 square feet. These will be some great looking schools. I think our architect partners, VLK, are moving to have something for the board to look at, hopefully in March, April timeframe, when we start looking at the front facade and the elevations of the building. The new police and operations facility that will be located off of Lover's Lane, just in front of the transportation facility. This is currently in design phase. This project is also on schedule, looking at an April start date and a tentative June or summer 2025 completion and move-in for this facility. So we're excited about this as well. A lot of great things happening here to house the maintenance and facility efforts, as well as the other operational teams, and the potential for a second floor training area there as well that won't be finished, won't be finished out initially. So this is an exciting thing for us as well. We're looking forward to this. But from a composite standpoint, all the projects are on schedule. Some are even ahead of schedule. We're not behind anywhere. Even with some weather delays, we're still ahead of schedule. Our partners are doing a wonderful job keeping us on schedule so that we can turn over these projects complete when we're required to turn them over. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have about the current projects or future projects.
Are we on track? And
Questions with regard to the land acquisition, I would probably defer to the deputy superintendent. She's been more involved with the land acquisition process than what I have. So I would defer to her.
Dr. Mix, we've secured elementary number 9, and the developer for number 10 has delayed. So we're now in the process of actively looking for another piece of property. We have another developer that donated some land for elementary 10. It's a little bit too close for Camino Real to get our enrollment spread out. So we've engaged with a group to help us locate some land. We're looking for about 10 to 14 acres.
Okay.
So it's a little early to say that we're going to have a delay positively, but it may be 3 to 6 month lag.
Yeah.
But yes, we're looking for land.
Thank you.
And then anything going on at the Cedar Creek High School? Are we complete there? Or?
Cedar Creek High School is currently in schematic design phase. So we do have a contractor, that's going to be Bartlett. We actually will have a scheduled kickoff meeting for that project on Thursday, day after tomorrow. So we're ready to get started on that as well, but it is in schematic design at this point.
Awesome. And then Bastrop High School, I know that the lighting got done last year, and bleachers are ordered. It's scheduled to be put in. I think possibly talking about resurfacing the floor in there. If you haven't been over there, the bathrooms look great, and the lighting looks great, and so it's really all going to tie in together when they complete the.
Yeah, bleachers will be done either over the spring, but they'll be done before the end of the summer.
And all the tile will be put in this summer as well, throughout the entire building. Yep. The new tile.
Right.
LVT.
Summer? Is
Yeah,
that when we're starting?
We'll finish phase 1 by the summer, and then we'll start on the phase 2. We're already in design on that as well.
Yep, schematic design on the middle school renovations.
Nice.
Awesome. Any other questions for Mr. Raspberry? Thank you for staying on top of it and keeping us going here.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much.
All right, this time we'll move along to consent agenda. Would any board member like to pull any of the consent agenda items for discussion? If not, we'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items as presented.
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. This time, we'll move to our action items. Consider approval to add TASB policy DED local/A. Our presenter, Dina Edgar, Chief Financial Officer.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to take a minute to say thank you to you all for everything you do for Bastrop ISD, for our students and staff. You guys are great. We really couldn't ask for a better board. And I've been on several districts, so I'm telling you, you guys are great.
Thank you.
So this evening, we are recommending adding TASB policy DED local to our board policy manual. This policy provides paid vacation to our 260-day employees, which we now have going in-house with maintenance and grounds, custodials on a 240-day calendar, so just maintenance and grounds. So employees will earn 10 vacation days per year, and they will be allowed to accumulate 20 vacation days that will roll. And that is what the policy does. Are there any questions?
They follow the same sick leave pool as the teachers? and
Yes.
other- Okay,
Yep. The 10 local, 10 state.
okay. Any other questions from the board? This time I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve adding the TASB policy DED local, as presented.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, motion carries. Ms. Hager, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
All right, moving along to consider approval of agreement with Syntex Family Services, Inc., Head Start/Early Head Start programs. Kelly Hubley is with our Special Programs and Service Campus Support Coordinator. That's a nice title.
I know. I know. I'm very proud of it, actually. Good evening. I am very proud, Board and Mr. Edwards, to present the affiliation agreement between Head Start and Bastrop ISD. But before I do that, please let me take a moment to tell you how much I appreciate your commitment to our district. As a former principal in Bastrop ISD, I cannot tell you how much it meant to me to have you come out and visit Red Rock, where I could talk to you about the wins out there and the unique needs. So I know the work is hard, but please know it does not go unnoticed, and we really, really appreciate you.
Thank
you. Now I'm going to do the part that I'm supposed to do. Okay, I am going to present the affiliation agreement between Head Start and Bastrop ISD. This agreement outlines the responsibilities and goals of the Bastrop ISD Special Programs and Services and Syntex Family Services Incorporated Head Start and Early Head Start program. The key objectives of this agreement include ensuring that children in need of special education receive appropriate services, maximizing resources through collaboration and coordinating activities with other early childhood development programs. Do you have any questions?
I do. With this agreement, are there less services this year than last year, or are there more services? Same
Well,
programs?
I can tell you that our Child Find programming is working very well. We have a lot of children that we're providing services for.
Good,
So it seems like that we are really growing in that area in our early childhood.
awesome.
Identified for the program?
That's exactly right. So we have a partnership agreement between the Early Head Start program and BISD, where they help identify students that they believe may need extra services. And so that's one of our Child Find ways that we make sure that kids are getting what they need.
Okay.
As early as possible.
As early, yes, they start at 3, so we start doing that evaluation process when they're 2, so they're tiny, tiny.
Little guys.
Any other questions?
All right, this time I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the agreement with Syntax Family Services, Inc., Incorporated Head Start, Early Head Start Program as presented.
Oh,
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any
Awesome, thank you
opposed?
so much.
Motion carries, you're welcome. All right, we'll consider approval of Bastrop County Elections Administrator contract. Dr. Lee.
I can get out of my chair. Okay, we have an election coming up on May the 4th, uniform general election, and so we contract every year with the Bastrop County Elections Office to conduct our elections. So this is a standard contract. The only change that's really noted is that last year we provided 1 hour worth of pay to an election worker, and this year it's 2 hours prior to the election to get prepared. So there was a slight modification there. You have in the contract the early voting dates, times, and locations, as well as the estimated costs, and that could change depending on who participates in the election. Are there any questions about that contract?
The locations this time, are they going to be at the schools? Are they going to be?
No, they will not be in schools. Again, since Bastrop County went to a county-wide voting system, which essentially means that a person can vote anywhere they want to during early voting and on election day. They have their choice, and so they're standardized throughout the county.
Okay.
All right, would anybody on the left of Mr. Edwards like to make a motion?
I move to approve the Bastrop County Elections Administrator's contract as presented.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any
Thank you for
opposed?
that opportunity.
Motion carries. Man, they're ready to get home over here.
They're jumping on them tonight.
Trustee Moore, I know it. All right, one more. Dr. Lee, don't leave us here. We're going to consider calling the Board of Trustees election for May 4th, 2024, for place 1 and 2. Dr. Lee.
That's right. So we have our contract. Now we need to call for the election. So we do have a contested school board race, so we will need to conduct our election on May 4th along with the other entities in the county.
All right, I'll entertain a motion at this time.
I move to approve the calling of Board of Trustees election for May 4th, 2024 for place 1 and place 2 as presented.
Second.
A motion is second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Dr. Lee, let's do this one more time. Consider approval of non-business days for public information purposes for 2024.
Last fall, I brought to you the fall semester days for approval that we would not be fulfilling public information requests. It gives us those days, because school districts have an unusual schedule, with being off for 2 weeks at Christmas, for example, or a week at spring break. We have to now designate which are additional days, and we get up to 10 per calendar year. So I brought you the fall semester in the fall because the law didn't take effect until September. This you have in your board packet is the entire calendar for 2024. What is in green is already a standard federal holiday. What's in yellow is a state holiday. And what is in pink are the additional 10 days that I'm recommending we designate as non-Public Information Act fulfillment days.
Any questions for Dr. Lee? All right, I move to approve the non-business days for public information purposes for 2024 as presented.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you, Dr. Lee.
Thank you so much, and thank you all for your service to our district.
Thank you. All right, our information items for this evening: a Board of Trustee calendar of events, enrollment, single budget purchases more than $50,000, a budget development calendar 2024 to 2025, as well as resolution to employ or accept volunteers as chaplains. All of these items on the agenda are for information only. Anything else that the board has for this meeting? Yes, thank y'all very much. All right, any objections to adjourning this board meeting? If there are none, meeting adjourned. Thank you for being here.